Hi guys, me again. So I should have recorded this at the start of the video. I didn't. I'm recording it nearly at the end. But just to let you know, this video is going to be a little bit long and I'm sorry about that. But we've been camping and when I come back, I've been in holiday mode and now I want to get back into my routine and my money saving and everything. Not that I go completely off track or anything like that, but I do relax a little bit and a few more treats and stuff. But anyway, back in the swing of things now. So this video I'm filming on Sunday. I'm gonna be making some garlic salt. I'm gonna be talking about emptying my freezers and cooking some stuff and what I'm gonna make with that. I popped to the allotment. So a little bit of a mixed bag today, but all money saving and all really cool. So grab your cuppa and sit down, chill out, and let me waffle on. Hope you enjoy. Hi guys, me again. So we are back from camping. It is Sunday today. We had an absolutely amazing time, great time, apart from Friday night and early hours of Saturday morning. So there was a yellow weather warning for thunderstorms, which it didn't give till the last minute, but that was fine. It didn't hit till about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so we had a nice day and it was sunny up until then. Then we had the most horrendous rainstorm and thunderstorm, and that went on for a while. Anyway, we ended up going to my sister's house for dinner. She cooked us dinner, so we were nice and dry. The children watched a bit of TV. It was great, and we stayed up there for a while. She lives up on the hill kind of thing, and we were staying down the hill. Anyway, when we got back to the tent, out of nowhere, this wind just picked up, and it hadn't forecast it. I'd been on weather watch all day. Well, I'd been weather watch the whole camping trip because we wanted barbecues and stuff, and the gusts of wind, it was saying, were like 37 miles an hour, but by 2 o'clock in the morning it was going to die down. So this was about 20 to 11 by now. The kids were really scared. We got them settled and that was fine, and I just thought, we can do this till 2 o'clock in the morning, that's fine. Anyway, it got stronger and stronger and stronger. It didn't finish at 2. When I checked at 2, it said it got up to 40 mile an hour gusts, and it was terrible. I was running out every second to try and put the guide ropes back in because it was just ripping them out of the ground. The wind was so strong. So anyway, as soon as it got light, that's it, I'd had enough and I started packing up. My brother and sister-in-law started packing up as well, and it took us a little bit longer because we were fighting the wind, and my son can sleep through anything, and he actually did. He slept through it all. The tent was folding down on his head and everything. Didn't wake him up. He was great. So I left him sleeping till the very last minute, and then we put the children in my brother's and sister-in-law's car, and I managed to then put the tent down and put it away, and then we kind of swapped over and that was done. So we were back really early. I had hardly any sleep. I had to pull over at one point and have 5 minutes because I could feel myself driving. It usually takes anywhere between 3 and 4 hours depending on the traffic to get back to Cardiff. And my son, to top it all off, my son was car sick the whole way home. Every other mile I was having to stop and pull over because he was going to be sick, and it was just a really long day yesterday. So this is why I like to come home a day. I dread to think if I had to come home today, or we came home today and had to take my son to school tomorrow and do the school run. I'd just be bleh. So anyway, I like to get everything organised before I go away. So I've got his school uniform ready, his PE kit ready, his football kit, whatever he needs, I've got ready. And then yesterday I did some washing. Today I'm going to do the rest of the washing. Well, I was going to do the rest of the washing today, but the weather is awful here at the moment, and I've just got nowhere to dry the clothes because I did a load yesterday and that's on the clothes horse. I don't have a tumble dryer. So, anyway, today is just using up stuff that I've got. I've just getting back into a routine. I like that routine. You guys know how I struggle with this anxiety about not having enough food to feed my son. I've got a chest freezer, I've got a fridge freezer, I've got my prepping pantry, and everything is full. As I use it, I replace it, and I buy extra as well on top of that. You know, I buy the Too Good To Go boxes, I chop it all up, I freeze it. Yeah, everything's full now, and soon I'm going to have food from the allotment ready, and I will have nowhere to store it. Nowhere to store it, and there's no way we'll be able to eat that that massive amount of food in a little time. It'll go to waste. I can give it away, I know. But the idea is for me to preserve it and keep it so it lasts us. I don't know if everybody's the same. You kind of try and eat everything before you go away, and then when you come back you go shopping and everything. And I've done exactly the same. The only thing we hadn't eaten were some potatoes and the cauliflower that I got in the Too Good To Go bag. I've got bits of salady stuff as well in the fridge, but the potatoes and the cauliflower definitely needed eating. So I've just had a look around now, and I've used UHT milk. Don't really need any milk, but I will get some fresh milk for my son for his cereal. But apart from that, I'm really going to try now. I've got to get these freezers, especially this one, empty, so I can defrost it, because ice is taking up half the room in that freezer. I could get so much more in it. I need to de-ice it. So what I've been doing is buying stuff fresh, what we haven't eaten, I chop up and stick in the freezer, and they've just been getting fuller and fuller. I haven't really been using them. So today I thought, that's it, I'm going to look around and see what I've got, and I've got so much. For my son's packed lunch and everything, we have the yoghurt and we have it for breakfast, and then I have like tin fruit with it, and he takes that in his packed lunch as well. And then I buy more tins, but I've got loads of fruit in the freezer from last season. So I've decided I'm going to use that. I'm going to put that in his packed lunch as well, and we're going to eat that. So what I've done is I've got some apples and I've stewed them with cardamom pods. Lovely. Bit of sugar. It is Sunday today, so maybe I'll just have some of that later with some custard as a pudding, because I absolutely love it. Or with rice pudding. I've got tins of rice pudding. But I have got like gooseberries and currants and strawberries and grapes that are frozen in the freezer, and I'm going to use them. So no more tins, I don't need any, I've got loads in here. So yeah, and it's helping my anxiety because I know I'm going to be replacing that food quite soon. I'm doing this to replace it. It's not like I haven't got any food or a plan to replace it. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to try and use everything I've got. So my son has peeled some potatoes and chopped up that cauliflower, and I've boiled it, and I'm going to make that into mash, and we'll have that for lunch. I've got the UHT milk if I want to add a bit of milk to it on butter, but another thing I love doing to mashed potato is adding eggs. And I've got 2 left, and it says best before the 2nd of June. I'm not sure what we're on now, is it 6th or 7th of June? So what I do, I just test the eggs. I've already tested these, so I know they're fine. So if they lie flat on the bottom, let me show you, I get this jug fill it with water, and if it lies flat on the bottom, they're really fresh. Can you see it's still touching the bottom, but it's lifting slightly? So, you know, it's fine to eat, absolutely fine, but not fresh, maybe a couple of weeks old, or a few weeks old actually. If it was floating like that and bobbing up and down, bin it. But I just don't like risking it with eggs because, you know, they can make you really poorly. So again, with this one, and it's touching the bottom, and it's absolutely fine. And then I use the water to water my plants. Okay, so the mashed potatoes done, absolutely gorgeous. You could serve it with peas, mashed peas, lovely, a bit of sausage. But because the cauliflower's in it, I just literally served it to my son in a bowl with a bit of salt butter. Absolutely gorgeous. Apples are done, yay. Okay, so in here I got this pot from the charity shop, and I think I paid like a couple of pounds for it, and it's for an onion pot, but I think it's that tiny, you can't really get that many onions, and I've got my massive onion basket down there. So what I do in here is I keep my garlic, store my garlic in it, and it just works absolutely fine. Now then, I know I see these beautiful garlic plats, people make them, and yeah, I'm never that good at doing them because I dry them and the stalks usually go really hard, so anyway I do that. But let me see if I can show you. Can you see that? The garlic is starting to sprout, and I've grown this. I don't want to waste it, you know. I'm not saying all my hard effort because garlic is so easy to grow. It's unbelievable. You've just got to keep the bed pretty weed free. I'm not sure how much garlic I'll have this year. It seems to be very hit and miss. One year I'll have nothing, the next year I'll have loads. So last year loads, year before hardly anything. So yeah, I want to preserve this, and I watch a lot of YouTube channels and cooking and always after ideas, and a lot of something a lot of people use is garlic salt. Now I use powdered onions, like onion powder, but I don't use garlic salt, and I thought, oh, that's amazing, let me see if I can make it, and it's really simple. So I need like 6 cloves of garlic and like 3/4 of a cup of salt, and that's all. You've got to use coarse sea salt. You can't use table salt or anything that's got stuff added to it. So table salt has like stuff added to it, like anti-caking agencies and all sorts, so we don't want that because it won't work. So all I'm going to do is chop and peel this garlic now, and then I'll be back to show you what I do next. Okay, so that's all done. I've never done it before, but I thought I'd try it this time. Because I had so much garlic to do, I put the cloves in, the garlic bulbs in here and shook, and yeah, it worked out loads better than just peeling. The skins came off a lot easier. I didn't shake them until the skins came off because I think my arms were going to drop off. So a really good arm workout, by the way. So I've got all the garlic in here now. I don't know if I mentioned to you, but the garlic that I used today, I saved, is hard neck garlic. So the stalk on it goes really hard. It's not as nice as soft neck garlic, but it does store really well. So that's why I've still got it, because it stores amazingly. The flavour on soft neck garlic is maybe better, maybe a bit stronger. My garlic isn't very strong, it's quite wimpy, but that's the way we like it because my son is a massive garlic fan, but me and my dad aren't. But I just like it as seasoning, so I thought this garlic salt would be amazing. So I've got about, what is this? It's half a cup. Yeah, I've got about half a cup of rock salt here, coarse rock salt, 100% natural, nothing added to it. And I'm just going to blend it up in my blender now. Okay, so I've added another half cup of sea salt, so I've used a whole cup in total because, you know, I used a lot of garlic, and I've just blended it. Wow, it smells amazing. So what I'm going to do now, I've got my cake tin, I'm just going to put this in here. Okay, so spread it out into 2 cake tins, because yeah, it was a little bit too thick in just one, so I've got 2. And I'm going to put this in my air fryer now. It says to use the oven, but I'm not using the oven, on a really low heat. I can't remember how long it was for, so it doesn't really matter with mine because I've used more than their recipe. So my dehydrator is 45 degrees and it goes on for 4 hours. So I'm just going to put this in and see how it goes. It will clump together. It says it clumps together, but all you need to do is just put it back in the food processor and whiz it up a bit. So yeah, I'm going to start trying this now. Yay! Dehydrator's on, and I just want to say whoever suggested the t-shirt idea with yay and woohoo, I love it, absolutely love it, and yeah, it's given me something to think about. So yeah, I'm going to leave that in the dehydrator now and let it do its stuff, and I'm going to have a tidy up. The garlic salt is doing its own thing in the dehydrator. My whole house stinks of garlic. My son's going over to a friend's house in a minute, going to watch the football. It's Wales versus Ukraine, I think. So this is just some of the fruit I found in the freezer. Those are blueberries. I don't grow blueberries. I have tried, but it's just a disaster. My son doesn't like fresh blueberries, but he will have them, you know, if I cook them and put them over his yoghurt, so that's fine. Now this is so strange. I have gooseberry bushes on the allotment, and these are red gooseberries. But this year I've only got green gooseberries. I have got no red gooseberries, and the red gooseberry bush is now producing green gooseberries. So, don't know what happened there. Anyways, I've got that. I have got some black currants and some little red currants in here. Last year the birds got all of my black currants. The bushes were full, and I thought, oh, they're not eating them, great, they don't like black currants. When they're the next day, it was bare. So a few black currants, and then yeah, I've got rhubarb. I think this is all the harvest rhubarb I got from last year, because my plants just did rubbish. I've moved them and they're still looking really, really pathetic. So I might have to invest in a couple of new rhubarb crowns, but it'll be worth the wait. Yeah, so I'm gonna cook all this up now, and then we'll have some nice fruit for yogurts. I'll pot it up and then I can just take it out every day as I need it. Oh my goodness, that garlic salt really does stink. Oh, never mind. Okay, so another job I have done today is I've grated all my cheese up. I buy a big block and then I portion it up and grate it. And the last couple of times I bought that block, I haven't done that. I've just left it in the fridge and grated it as I wanted it. But that means I have no idea like how much I'm using and how to like ration myself, because I want that block of cheese to last so long. I've just been using it as and when I liked, and then that cost me more money in the long run, so I like to portion it up. So what I usually do is, I think it's like an 800 gram block, then I will portion it up into like maybe 100 grams or 200 grams, and I'll say, right, I've got enough here to last me a month. So I know then, like if it's an 800 gram block, I've got 200 grams a week to use for 4 weeks, and stuff like that. But obviously I haven't been doing that, so I grated it up, and I have 3 tubs like this of 125 grams of cheese. So I know now that these tubs will last me, or I'd like them to last me, 3 weeks. So I don't want to buy any more cheese now for 3 weeks. My son doesn't like cheese, only on cheese pizza, so it's only me and my dad really that eat it. And I do love a cheese sandwich, so I'm going to have a grated cheese sandwich for my lunch. What time is it? 2:30. I was going to have some mashed potato with my son, but I didn't fancy it once I'd done it. So yeah, I'm going to have this cheese sandwich now. So that's just one little thing I do that helps me save money and stops me overeating. I've got to stop overeating. Okay, so I took my son to his friend's house to watch the football. What time was it? No, it's 4:20 now, 20 minutes. Came back, had a chat with my dad. My brother came over with his children. And then my sister-in-law came over and yeah, I did a bit of gardening. We ate some broad beans and some red currants and some gooseberries together and had a little chat, and now they've gone. So it's been 2 hours since I started the garlic salt. So now I'm just going to blend it up again in here, break it up, put it back in and then put it back. I've got the 2 shelves on the go, so the one that was on the bottom shelf I've now lifted to the top, so we'll see how it does. Because it's only been on like 45 degrees, oh gosh, it's really stuck. Okay, don't leave it for 2 hours, guys. I'd check on it maybe after an hour. Okay, so I've just blitzed it up again to break it up. Maybe check it after an hour because that was quite hard to get off here. Go. Oh, it's looking so amazing. Really ace. Working really well in the air fryer. Right, so I'm going to get the top one now and do the same to that. Yeah, so I'd maybe try it after an hour. That was so much easier to get out and do while it's still a little bit wetter. Not as dry. So now I'm just going to put this back in the dehydrator, let it go for another half an hour, maybe an hour, and blitz it up again and see how it is. So my son is going to be having tea with his friends tonight. We're going to have pizza, I think his dad said. So I've got some bagels out of the freezer because, like I said, I'm trying to run it down and determined. So if he comes home and he's hungry, I thought a nice bagel and some butter and some jam before he goes to bed would be lovely. And this is what I'm going to have for my tea. I really fancy scrambled eggs. And I thought I'd just use my last 2 eggs, but I've got some in the freezer that I froze. So I'm going to defrost some of them, make some scrambled eggs and see how they go. So I've been to the allotment and I've just come back and I'm so excited. Look what I got. Look at them. There was another 2 but I ate them, but I'm keeping these ones. Well, my dad had one and I had one, but I'm keeping those ones because my son loves strawberries too. Them. I did pick some peas as well, but I've only got 2 left because I ate them on the way home. And I've also got a lovely lettuce here. But because of the rain and everything, I'm soaking it really well in salt water because I've already picked about 3 or 4 snails off it, but beautiful. Got salad. Oh, and I've cut underneath my nail and I've just got salt in it, really hurts. Oh, right, so what's next? So the salt I've put on for a little bit longer and I've turned the heat up, and now I'm going to have a toasted bagel with some scrambled eggs. And these eggs I froze. I whisked them up and I froze them. So in here I've added some milk and some salt and pepper. I'm going to cook these now and see how I get on. So the eggs are done and they just look like normal scrambled eggs because when I did them and froze them they go really like bright orange, and I thought, so let's see if the texture is okay. Oh, that's fine. You can't tell. I've overcooked them because I just wanted to make sure, you know, they were cooked through. Right, so I'm going to butter my bagel. Got my bagel here, yay! I have some scrambled eggs on toast for my tea. Okay, so, excuse me, scrambled eggs were beautiful, lovely, really enjoyed it. The garlic salt is almost done, nearly done, and the way I'm testing it is when I'm mixing it back up in my little blender, it's not sticky, it is dry like salt. So every time I put it in and put it back in the tin, it's been really sticky. But now it's getting really dry. I've turned the heat up to 80, and yeah, I'm just going to do it maybe every 15 minutes just to watch it. So the last thing I'm doing now is, because I'm really tired, I've done my apples, they're there, and I've done this mixed berry. There's too much in here just for my son for us to add to yogurt, so I'm going to make a crumble, and I'm going to cook it in the air fryer. I've just got this Mason and Cash bowl. I've had it for years. I think it was originally my mum and dad's. So in here I've got some self-raising flour. You can use any flour, plain flour will do if you've got it. And this is just some brilliantly buttery from Asda that I use for baking cakes. And I don't measure stuff, as you can tell. I don't have any caster sugar, so I'm just going to use normal sugar. Now you can do this by hand, just by kneading the butter into the flour, but I'm going to take and use my stick blender. Now I always make extra of this crumble mix because my son just loves to eat it straight out of the bowl. He doesn't like crumble once it's cooked. So crumble mix is really easy. You just need flour, sugar and butter, or spread, whatever you have. I absolutely love putting cornflakes on top of my crumble. It's something we used to have in school and in primary school, and yeah, just absolutely love it. And the word crumble comes from because you want your mixture crumbly. So I literally just get a handful of cornflakes and crush them in my hand. Crush them all up, and then I sprinkle it on top of my crumble. And there we go. As soon as the garlic salt comes out of the air fryer, I shall put this in. Look at that. Gorgeous. Okay, so that's everything done. What time is it now? It's 8:30 and I'm all finished. I've just got a couple of things soaking, but I'll leave them to soak overnight. Crumble turned out really well. My dad's had a portion. I'm going to have some now with some evaporated milk. But most of all, show you. Here is the garlic salt, and what I did is when it finished drying, I put it in my coffee grinder to get it like this fine powder. There's still like lumps in there, but oh, I am so chuffed, so chuffed, and hopefully that'll last a while. I'm not saying it will last till next year. I'm not saying that. I'm just hopefully it will last a while. And it's just a great way of preserving the garlic that I haven't tried before. So really excited to try that in some recipes. Oh, sorry, I got an itchy nose. I think I've got a bit of hay fever. All the fruits in the fridge. It's cooled down, so I put that in the fridge. Got some mashed potato left over. Oh, but yes, it does take time and it does take effort, and oh, some days, yes, it is easy going to the shop and getting all this stuff, but why should I pay for it when I've already got it and it's just going to cost me a little bit of time and effort? Oh, so my hair's a bit frazzled. It has been raining non-stop, but the garden needs it, and everything looks really, really green outside now. We've had a bit of rain, it looks really nice. So I'm going to have a cup of tea now and some crumble and put my feet up and chill out. And start again tomorrow. Do it all again tomorrow. So take care, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!